You guys got Ricky Pearsall involved a lot in this game. Was that a point of emphasis, or just kind of the way it came down?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was just how the game sort of went. Obviously, we always want to try to get Ricky the ball. He's explosive and does a great job in man-to-man matchups and creating separation. So, obviously, every game we want to get him in those kind of situations. But just how the game went, the play calls and per coverage and stuff, like he was the guy that I was supposed to throw the ball to, and we made it happen. So, really happy for him.
You mentioned the last couple of weeks that you wanted to drive the ball better than you had been. Did you feel like you did that today?
Yeah, I thought so. I thought overall just being aggressive and just the way that, the way that I was seeing the defense and just letting it go, man. Leading guys and trying to hit them out of their breaks and things like that. So thought it was a pretty good day for that.
Kyle said he's always okay with tight window throws, but Juwan has even earned it that he's proven he can come down. Those 2 touchdown passes were pretty tight windows. It doesn't matter. You see it's 15 out there and you feel confident about throwing it relatively tight coverage.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's, being smart within if the guy's clamped or not. But I think with JJ, when it's a moving route and then there's a guy on him with his frame, like he does a great job of just attacking and getting an edge and just a little space with his length. I feel like I've learned over the years that I can give him a shot. So he's done a great job with that in one-on-one situations, and he's always aggressive and comes down with it. So something that, over the years, having experience with that has been good.
How enjoyable was your career-long 26-yard run?
It was good. I thought it was – honestly, I thought it was dumb. The whole ball fake at the end, I was like, bro, what did I just do? So, but in terms of just running down the sideline and scrambling and making a play, obviously it felt good. So, anyways, that's how I feel. Yeah, I played against Cody Barton multiple times, and I respect him, and he's a great player. So for me to do that, I was like, bro, I'm sorry, that was stupid. In the moment, I don't know why I did that, but I did. So.
See Christian thinking that he was.
Yeah, no, that was the unsung hero of the play. Christian acted like he was going to get the ball so that he would continue in coverage, and basically he was blocking the guy, and allowed me to run down the sideline. So, props to Christian.
I've been saying for a while that you guys have the guys on offense to be an elite offense, and while the defense heals up or gets more experience, it's going to be up to the offense. Have you felt that, and do you feel this offense is reaching that point?
I think, for us, every single game, man, like with the guys that we have on the field, that's our standard, is to go out, to move the ball, put up points, regardless of who we're playing. We know that we're talented, and we have guys across the board, receiver, tight end, running back. And so for us, that's always going to be our standard. So definitely, and I'm just speaking offensively. Defense, we got guys that have stepped up and done a great job. But, for us and a mindset as a quarterback is we need to score, and I expect us to score hopefully every drive. So.
Kyle had said a couple times during the past couple of weeks when he was asked a few times about Pearsall and his involvement the last few weeks, that it was like he was fairly annoyed about it, because it was, hey, ball doesn't always come to you. I see he's doing the same things he's always done. Is that the way you feel, or was there any kind of disconnect ever? Because today it seemed like you guys were in a really good rhythm.
No, I mean, Ricky and I love Ricky because he and I are honest with each other. We talk about routes and concepts, and after a play, he comes back and he tells me what he saw, and then I tell him what I saw. We're on the same page, man, and Ricky's got such a good heart in terms of, he just wants to do what's best for the team. And so he'll never be a guy that's going to go out of his way and complain, I didn't get targets or the ball or whatever. He's about the team, man. And he understands that his moments and opportunities will come as we play. And so today was just one of those days. But we've all been itching to get him involved, and since he's been back from his injury, and we know how dynamic he is as a receiver. So, and I'm the first to tell him that. After in the locker room and everything, I'm like, bro, I want to get you the ball this week. I'm trying, bro. Stick with me. And then he is always like, hey, bro, I totally get your position, how the game goes. So he's got my back, I got his back, and to have a day like this was awesome. So we just got to keep grinding together, and when these days and ops come, you take advantage of them.
What was the message coming out of the bye week, and you feel you guys accomplished that today?
Yeah, obviously to be able to rest up and stuff, but not taking our foot off the gas pedal at any moment throughout a game. That's 4 quarters of we gotta play every game like it's a playoff game, man. And don't do anything to hurt ourselves, but more than anything, be aggressive and go get it. And I feel like today we showed that, and there's still a lot of areas that we got to get better at for sure. So we're gonna do that and just keep taking it one at a time.
Was it it tough to balance taking what the defense gives you and distributing the ball to your playmakers so that each person feels involved and important?
I mean, yeah, I think I don't get wrapped up in, oh, this guy hasn't gotten the ball, so I need to force it to him. I got to go through my read and how Kyle calls the play. The cool thing about our guys with all the receivers and tight ends, like we got great players across the board, like I've said. The cool thing about them is they're about the team, and, they're not going to get fussy and come back to the sideline and say, bro, I need the ball this game. Why aren't you feeding? Like, it has nothing to do with that. They understand that it's going to come, and we all play together. And so that's my job, man, is to take what the defense gives me, just like you said, and do what Kyle asked of me. But within that, man, everybody will end up getting the ball and getting their op. Thanks, guys.
Howdy.
You guys have won 4 in a row, and do you sense that there's some momentum building in that room?
Yes. I think we had great energy all week. Like, you can just kind of feel – sometimes you got to, like, try to get the energy and the vibes out of the team. And I didn't feel like that at all this week. It's actually cool. I think it was Thursday's practice. Thomas Morris said, who's been a part of a bunch of really good teams in New Orleans, like he knows what that vibe feels like, that energy. And he brought it up to me. He was like, it's just so sick. You feel the whole building just kind of has this confidence. I wouldn't say we're there yet. I would have loved to, be able to finish that drive out and, kneel it out instead of putting our defense back out there. But we're very happy with a win. But definitely, just winning 4 games in a row, it's hard to win in the NFL. So we're definitely excited about that.
You've been saying, George, for a while that the offense has the players, has the talent to be able to lead offense, maybe while the defensive guys get healthy or get more experience. Do you feel you are hitting that level? Is there still a ways to go?
I don't know. I mean, we had 3 drives in the first half. We had 17 points. Did we punt? So, I mean, we're doing good. I'd rather have more touchdowns than field goals, but I do love Eddie. Anytime he's kicking, I'm happy about it. Still a ways to go. I mean, we can always be better. Nothing against the Titans, but, they're not a playoff team, and we have a lot of really tough games, whether it's Monday Night Football at the Colts, a Bears team who's on a roll, Seattle. Like, we have hard games in front of us, and, like, our offense has to execute and score points. And, we did that today for sure, but, we're going to get going against, better defenses. And again, nothing against the Titans. It's just, when you're playing for the playoffs, like, there's just a little bit more energy out of you.
George, what makes it about this organization and John Lynch? You guys have found a lot of diamonds in the rough, like Eddie Pinheiro, Kendrick Bourne, Keon White, Cleveland Farrell. Like, these guys were on the team to start the season or just joined before. What makes it they can just come in and help out right away?
I think when new guys first step in the door of this building, they kind of like see the standard that we have set, whether it's Fred, whether it's Bosa, me, Christian, Purdy, Trent Williams, and Kyle does a really, really good job of, he shows the highlights of the players that, have set the standard. And then if you don't match that standard or at least, try to match it, you kind of stick out like a sore thumb. And it's not really fun to stick out like a sore thumb in a football building because then you're not in the building very long. And so it just kind of forces guys to, hey, you have to play like this. Otherwise, you're just not going to be here very long. And I think that's really on Kyle and John for, bringing in guys who are high-character guys that want to work really hard, that, they want to be really good football players. And I think that's what it is.
When Brock takes off on that scramble, is there a part of you that's holding your breath, or are you go for it?
Absolutely not. He's Jesus Christ lizard running on water, just no ball security, fake pitching at the end of a 40-yard run. Absolutely just diabolical behavior by QB1. But I love it. As long as he's running out of bounds, I don't care. Just don't take a hit. I just don't need that in my life.
Since Brandon hasn't been,
2 questions. I appreciate it.
Since Brandon hasn't been playing, the decision or the move to put him on left the team reserve wasn't a big deal in the locker room. Is that basically because he hasn't been around, or did it hit you a little bit when a teammate who's been there with you for a while now basically isn't with a teammate?
Whatever John and Kyle said. I'm going to punt on that question. It is what it is. Nothing I can do about it. So I'm just going to play ball with the guys that are here.
The confidence that you spoke about earlier, does it kind of mask what you guys have lost this season as far as 2 leaders on the defense and having you being out for a good bit of the season? Does it kind of help you now that you're on a 4-game win streak to kind of, we just go out with what we got?
I mean, that's kind of your mindset at all times. That was our mindset last year. We just we just couldn't finish those games. And, when you're missing a lot of guys, whether it's me, whether it's Purdy, Fred, Bosa, whatever it is, like you expect guys to step up and, go out there and play regardless of, circumstance. And, I still like the reason we have a lot of the confidence that we have right now is because, Mac Jones won 4 or 5 games early in the season that allows us to be at 10 wins. And, when he's out there balling, Kendrick Bourne had 2 games back-to-back, 150 yards. Like, we have guys that are in positions to succeed. And, Kendrick went from 2 games of 150 to, like, 0 targets for the last 3 weeks. And, hey, it is what it is. He's just out there having a great time, encouraging the wide receivers to go make big plays. And that's what this team is. Like, try not to be selfish. Go out there, play your best ball, and, we'll see what happens.
Jones was inducted into the
So
49ers.
sick.
As a tight end aficionado, are you familiar with his career? Have you talked to him much?
I've had a couple, chances to talk to Brent, not as much as I'd like to. He could just get, his old ass down here and hang out with us once in a while. No, I'm just like, ever since college, I learned that, all you ever want to do is leave your jersey in a better place. And everything I've heard about the guy, any highlights that I've seen of him, like, he was an awesome locker room guy, took care of the boys, excelled at his craft, and just loved the game of football. And we always talk about just leaving your jersey in a better place. And, like, he left an impact on this place, an imprint on this place. And it's just an honor to play tight end after a guy like that. That's a great question, Grant. Good for you. I like that. What's up?
I was going to say, how important was it to not treat this game like a trap game and have that mentality to where, despite the record of what they did?
We're fighting for a playoff spot, so, like, if anybody goes out there and is sleepy or not, like, not thinking that we're going to get a challenge, I don't need them around me. Like, every game from this moment on is a huge game for us, whether it's seeding, whether it's just trying to make it into the playoffs, whatever it is. I want to play games in January, and the only way to do that is to beat every single team. So, like, I think we were pretty hyper-focused. Everyone was feeling good after a bye. No one was, definitely no one was thinking about, it's just the Titans. No one was thinking about that. No, we were very much trying to go out there and play ball. Thank you so much.
What'd you see in Brock today? It looked like he was in total command early on.
Yeah, Brock was awesome today. Did a great job commanding the huddle, made some plays with his feet, which were great, and threw the ball downfield well, and guys made plays, and Brock was Brock.
Said you were the unsung hero on that long run of his because you were faking. When does it pop in your mind, oh, wait a minute, I can try to fake him out here a little bit?
I had a high school coach that said a great fake is worth 2 blocks, and I try to take a lot of pride in my faking, and so it's always funny when you're not getting the ball, but you're looking up in the air and their back's to the QB, and they're trying so hard to wipe, it's just funny to see the reaction. But, I don't know what sparked that. I think it's because it would have been, he was already in between me and the ball carrier, so if I tried to block him, he would have known that he was scrambling, so.
What were your thoughts about the jump pass touchdown?
That was awesome. Yeah, I was just playmaker being a playmaker.
Kyle said sometimes he doesn't like the jump pass.
I could imagine. Yeah, that would make sense. I like them when they score, though.
Does it add to your game when Pearsall's doing what he did tonight? I mean, I know the last few weeks Kyle's made it pretty clear that, look, just because he's not getting the ball doesn't mean people aren't accounting for him and he's not having an impact. But Brock was saying, he still was saying, God, bro, I'm going to get you the ball, I promise.
Yeah, I think one of the things I realized early when I got here a few years ago was if a defense wants to try to stop somebody, it's difficult because there's so many players that can make plays on any given game. So whatever the strategy is for the defense, guys are going to be open. And you got guys like Ricky who are such elite playmakers that if you're going to leave him open, eventually he's going to have a game. And, it goes the same way. If you want to try to stop him, he opens up so much for us. And that's just the way, if you want to stop George, it leaves a lot of guys open. If you want to sell out for the run, the pass, it's I think when you can play really good complementary football and selfless football, this team is really fun to be on.
How did your backs seize up on you yesterday, or what did you go through?
I have no idea. Yeah, just woke up. It was tight. I felt good. Yeah.
He gave both you and George credit for helping him through this time where he wasn't getting stats, he wasn't getting catches. What did you say to him during this stretch?
We've had a lot of, private conversations, but, I've had the utmost respect for Ricky. He's an unbelievable player. And, as good as he's done, he knows he can do more. And just watching him practice, there's really no one that can cover him. He's so good. He's so shifty. He's so fast, great hands. And to go through the things that he's had to go through, just from his rookie year on, and continue to have to battle adversity. You know, I as far as the injury stuff goes, I've been there before, and I know what it's like to have to try to come back, and it's difficult, and sometimes it takes a few games to come back to feel like yourself again. And that just is what it is. That's the nature of the game, but the best thing to do is just keep going. And the best part about Ricky is he's going to keep getting better, and I can't wait to see when it eventually does pop off because he's a special player.
Christian, can you describe how difficult it is to get double-digit wins in a regular season? Now you still have 3 more games to play before the playoffs.
Yeah, you don't take it for granted, I'll tell you that much. You know, getting 10 wins is a big deal. Getting 11 would be even sweeter.
Christian, how you feeling, you know, at the end of games, how you feeling, and generally how you feeling right now at this point in the year?
I feel great. Yeah, I feel great. After games, I mean, that's a loaded question, but, you know, feel.
When do you start feeling more like yourself? Is it Monday? Is it Tuesday?
I think depends. You know, each week sparks different challenges that you got to just deal with and treat. But, no, I mean, overall, I feel really good.
When you say that Ricky's special, is it his ability to separate that kind of distinguishes him from other wide receivers?
Yeah, I think, you know, he can run any route in the route tree. And then I think it's his ability to beat man coverage and his hands especially too. I mean, he's a hell of a ball catcher, and he's an elite route runner and can get open. And I think in this offense, when you have somebody who's as dynamic as that, the ball is going to find him.
All right, thanks, Christian.
Thank you.